This house was never officially abandoned. There was no fire, no crime, no death recorded inside its walls. It was inspected, maintained, rented out again and again. And yet, for more than 10 years, no one ever stayed, not because they couldn't, but because they didn't want to. On paper, the house was ordinary, a 2-story building in a quiet residential area, built in the late 1970s, connected to electricity, water, and gas. No structural issues, no legal disputes, no complaints from neighbors. Real estate listings described it as well kept and ready for immediate occupancy. And people moved in. They just never stayed long. At first, no one saw a pattern. One tenant left after 3 weeks. Another stayed for just under a month. They didn't argue, didn't demand refunds, didn't file complaints. They simply returned the keys. When asked why, most said the same thing: it just didn't feel right. No further explanation. Landlords assumed the usual reasons: noise, drafts, poor insulation. Bad neighbors. But inspections revealed nothing. Walls were solid. Heating worked. No mold. No pests. Even professional evaluators found no issues. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Eventually, someone said more. A woman who stayed there for 19 days mentioned something unusual. She said the lights were on when she returned home, even though she was sure she had turned them off. At first, she blamed herself. Everyone forgets sometimes, but it happened again and again. Always at night. Another tenant noticed objects changing position. Not disappearing, not breaking. Just moving. A chair slightly turned, a cup closer to the sink, curtains arranged differently. Nothing dramatic, but enough to make the house feel unfamiliar. As if someone had been there without leaving a trace. This was not a story of footsteps, or whispers, or shadows in the hallway. Everyone said the same thing. There were no sounds. That was the problem. At night, the house felt unnaturally still. No creaking, no distant noise, just silence, dense and heavy. After several tenants left in succession, official inspections were ordered. Electricians checked the wiring. Gas services checked for leaks. Police verified there were no break-ins. Everything passed. Nothing explained why people kept leaving. And yet, they did. What unsettled the owner most was not the departures. It was the wording. Different people, different ages, different backgrounds, but almost everyone said the same sentence. I always felt like I wasn't alone. They never said someone was. They're just that they were not alone. One tenant described something stranger. He said the house seemed to react. Lights turning on only when he left the room. Doors opening slightly, never fully. As if the house was acknowledging presence. Not aggressively, not threateningly, just noticing. The longest anyone stayed was 6 weeks. A retired man who believed logic explained everything. He dismissed the stories, ignored the feelings, until one night he woke up convinced someone was standing downstairs. He checked. No one was there, but the lights were on. In every room. No one ever ran. No panic. No emergency calls. People packed calmly. Quietly. They left notes apologizing for not being able to stay, as if they were disappointing the house. No one was harmed. No one disappeared. No accidents occurred. The house did nothing wrong, which made it harder to explain why no one stayed. Eventually, the house was removed from listings, not condemned, not sealed, just not offered anymore. The owner said it was easier to leave it empty than keep asking the same questions. The house still stands, maintained, clean, unlocked. During the day, neighbors say the lights sometimes turn on at night. No one investigates. No one complains because no one expects the house to be empty. Some places are abandoned because something bad happened. Others are abandoned because nothing ever does. And somehow that is worse.